Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a lot of things to break down, new Pokemon announcements. We also have the update patches for Pokemon Home. A new potential Mega Dragonite image has been popping up, and as well as that we have some Nintendo Switch 2 details to go over as well. A lot of things to break down today, so if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's quickly go over the new Pokemon announcements. The first one is for Pokemon Sleep. We've got Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the next Pokemon Sleep event has been announced. Spring Festival. It adds Happiny, Chansey, and Blissey into the game, and it runs from the 5th of May through to the 12th of May. So the 5th of May is not next Monday, but the Monday after, and then of course it goes through for a week until the 12th of May, which is the following Monday. But either way, if you're playing Pokemon Sleep, then this is obviously some new Pokemon that have been added to the game, so all good there. And then moving on, we also have a new update regarding Pokemon Masters EX, which has also dropped some of the hardest artwork ever, man. Pokemon Masters absolutely smashes it with the designs and stuff, and they have not disappointed this time around. But we've got Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the next Pokemon Masters EX event has been announced. It adds Signa Suit Iono and Raging Bolt and Signa Suit Elasa and Thundurus into the game. But just look at this artwork, man. Like Raging Bolt, Thundurus in the background, these guys looking really cool. It's just solid artwork with the electricity and everything like that. You can't really go wrong. But anyway, those are a couple of the new Pokemon announcements that have dropped. Moving on, we had a new Pokemon Home update this morning. It was for the mobile app, not the actual Pokemon Home app on the Nintendo Switch. And this is all of the information that is now new in the app following that update patch. This was all posted by Matt, saying Pokemon Home mobile version 3.3.0 is adding a new medal collection feature. So in the tutorial, you're given 9 medals to start. Premium plan subscribers can hold up to 1,000 total medals. You can trade medals with your friends, and you can even gift them for nothing in return. So this is actually like a whole brand new feature, a whole new kind of collection thing. You'll get medals for doing various different tasks in Pokemon Home, and then you can trade these with friends to try and collect like all 1,000 or whatever. I don't even know how many there are, but you can obviously hold 1,000. It says going to certain locations or participating in events can earn you medals, and they'll be recorded in your medal logbook. Medals can be received through GPS and NFC tags. Each medal will keep track of who originally obtained it, when they obtained it, and who had it before you. So that's kind of cool as well. So even if you do trade a medal, it's always going to be known that, you know, you got it. It's a little bit like if you trade a Pokemon, it's always going to have your OT and stuff like that. And then it also says the number of trades you can complete and the number of gifts you can receive are capped on a daily basis, resetting at midnight UTC. Medals can be discarded, but records of discarded medals will still be visible in your medal logbook. A linked Nintendo account is required. And then the medal feature can undergo maintenance separately from all other functions of Pokemon Home. So chances are they'll be keeping the feature maintained regularly. If you stop paying for a premium, you're given access to a basic box with your 30 most recent medals until you rejoin. So yeah, it's actually like kind of a cool new feature for Pokemon Home. Don't mind it at all. I'm probably not going to do it because I don't really collect medals and stuff for Pokemon Home. It's just not really something that I'm that interested in. But if you are like a completionist and stuff, because I'm assuming there are actually quite a lot of medals to get, especially if you can hold 1,000. But anyway, that was the Pokemon Home update patch that went live today in the mobile version. Moving on, we have a new rumored Mega Dragonite image. Again, take this with a massive grain of salt. It's just been popping up on Twitter a ton. Doesn't look like it's legit because none of the leakers have said anything about it. And again, it's kind of popped up when that kind of Feraligatr rumor popped up and the Starmie leak popped up with this sort of blue kind of overcast of the image just to kind of make it look a little bit more legit. Again, the Starmie leak was real, the Feraligatr wasn't, and now we have a Dragonite as well. It kind of takes inspiration from the description that we know about it, where it kind of, the like sort of antennae things kind of go into wings, a little bit like Dragonite has on its head, as you can see here. Again, you can't really see it. It's not a great image, but again, it's probably fake anyway, so that's probably why. But then you can kind of see the wings down here as well. There's these sort of like I don't even know what these are called, like aerial sort of mini wings or whatever, but they're down here as well. You can kind of see that the Dragonite is still an orangish color, I think, Obviously, it's got like an angry eye here. Still has the horn, which is obviously bigger, I think, which is also in the description. And you can't really see much more either. The background, I have no idea what it is. It looks like some sort of rocky, maybe field or something like that, or just maybe just a massive rock or something. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, again, this is just another rumored Dragonite image. Very, very likely to be fake. I assume it was originally posted on 4chan before it got taken down. Yeah, there was no like rumor that kind of accompanied it or anything like that. So doesn't look like it's real, but I like seeing images and stuff, whether they're fake or not, of these potential mega evolutions. Well, I say potential mega evolution is very likely to be true because it was leaked in the Terra leak with all the other mega evolutions. But I don't know. I mean, you can't really see too much of the design, but if this was to look something like that, would you like it, or do you want it to look completely different? Let me know your thoughts on the latest Legend CA Mega Evolution rumored images. Moving on, we have some new Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over regarding stock and stuff in America. Of course, pre-orders do go live tomorrow, which is why I thought I'd cover it in today's video. But the first thing that we're going to go over are the countries with the cheapest and the most expensive Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. And then, of course, there's an update regarding kind of like stock and stuff and what shops are getting what and all that jazz. But I thought it'd be interesting to go over this because it just kind of puts it into perspective how unlucky some countries are getting, and then of course how lucky some other countries are getting. But this was posted on Nintendo Soup saying here are the countries with the cheapest and most expensive Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. So have you ever wondered how much a Nintendo Switch 2 costs in countries and regions around the world? In this article, we'll take a look at how much the Switch 2 costs in 17 different countries and regions. Please keep in mind the following caveats. So to ensure a fair comparison, all prices are suggested retail prices before discounts. Prices were taken from Nintendo's official websites as of April the 16th, 2025. Currency conversions were calculated based on exchange rates on the 16th of April 2025. Data from some countries/regions may be omitted due to the lack of data, especially in places which do not have a suggested retail price. So this is kind of a good overview on how much the Nintendo Switch 2 is compared to other locations. So obviously in the UK where I am, it's, you know, £400, £395, whatever. And then, you know, kind of currency of that converted would be like 438, and then obviously after sales tax 525. But then you've got other places as well, all the way in like Switzerland, where it's like $533 for the base console. And then you got places in Japan, which is like $319. Again, that's because it's the Japanese only version, because you can only use it in Japan or whatever. So that's obviously going to be cheaper. But the price comparison is crazy. It's like more than $200 between the two consoles just because you live in a different country. It's absolutely wild. It's nearly double the price, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But for your convenience, we have converted all the prices to USD, so it's easier to make a comparison. So the Nintendo Switch 2 Japanese language system that is offered in Japan is the cheapest option available at $351 after tax, $319 before tax, about 25 to 30% lower than other countries. It's widely believed that the system is priced lower in Japan due to the weak yen, which has reduced the purchasing power of Japanese consumers. Considering that Japan is an important market for Japan, I assume that's supposed to be Nintendo. This shouldn't be surprising. It's also important to note that the Japanese language system comes with a few restrictions which are not ideal for players that do not understand Japanese or have a non-Japanese Nintendo account. But again, you're not going to buy a Japanese console if you don't know how to speak Japanese. It just makes no sense. So it's very good for people in Japan because they obviously speak Japanese and they're not really going to be going out of Japan. So it's going to be perfect for them. So they're getting a very cheap Nintendo Switch 2 which is restrictions for us, but it's not going to be restrictions for them. Like if they dropped a English only Nintendo Switch 2 for like 30% of the price, I'd obviously buy that because I'm not going to need it in any other language or anything. If we were to exclude the Japanese language system from our comparison, Australia offers the cheapest Nintendo Switch 2 at $403 before tax, which Taiwan offers the cheapest at $442 after tax. Now let's take a look at the most expensive countries for the Nintendo Switch 2. So Switzerland has the most expensive Nintendo Switch 2 in the world at $576 after tax, $533 before tax. That's significantly higher than prices in neighboring European countries. The main reason behind this could be due to the high cost of living in Switzerland, which also has one of the most expensive Big Mac prices in the world. Don't know why that's relevant, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. So look, it's all dependent on where you're from, obviously, but seeing these kind of price comparisons is absolutely crazy. Like $530 in Switzerland is just wild, especially when there's consoles out there for $319. It just generally blows my mind, but you know, it is what it is. And as well as that, we have an update regarding GameStop in the US. So every GameStop is supposedly getting 100 Switch 2 units at launch. So there are 2,325 stores in the US. So just GameStop in the US gets 232,500 Nintendo Switch 2 units at launch. So that's just at launch. So every GameStop's going to have 100 in, which isn't too bad because they're all going to be local to you. So again, there's going to be a lot of people trying to get this Nintendo Switch 2, but are there going to be 99 other people in your area trying to get a Nintendo Switch 2? Potentially, depending on where you're from, but that's just GameStop. So there's going to be loads of other places in the US and Canada and whatnot that are going to be selling the Nintendo Switch 2. So you've got like you've got a good chance of getting a Nintendo Switch 2 at GameStop at your local one. But if you don't, then there's going to be loads of other places you can get it from as well. So that's healthy stock, shouldn't be scalped, which is obviously very, very good news for us. Finishing things off as well, we have an update regarding Xbox support for the Nintendo Switch 2. We've got IGN tweeting out saying Phil Spencer has reiterated Xbox's support for the Nintendo Switch 2, saying Nintendo has been a great partner. So they go on to say, following the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2, it sounds like the partnership between Nintendo and Xbox will continue apace. Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, recently reaffirmed his support for the Nintendo Switch platform as a way for the company to reach people who aren't on its platforms. In an interview with Variety, Spencer was asked if he had any plans for specific projects on the Nintendo Switch 2. The Xbox head said that just as his company has been supporting Switch 1, it supports the Nintendo Switch 2. So Nintendo has been a great partner. We think it is a unique way for us to reach players who aren't PC players, who aren't players on Xbox, Spencer said. It lets us continue to grow our community of people that care about the franchises that we have, and that's very important for us to make sure we continue to invest in our games. And then I'm really a big believer in what Nintendo means for this industry and is continuing to support them. Spencer continued, and getting the support from them for our franchises, I think, is an important part of our future. Spencer has previously been a vocal proponent of the Nintendo Switch 2, as he applauded Nintendo's innovation back around the Switch 2's first teaser. At the time, Spencer also confirmed Xbox would continue to ship more of its games on more platforms, on PlayStation, on Steam, and on Nintendo consoles. When Variety asked whether the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal made Spencer antsy to announce that Xbox has next for its console lineup, though it doesn't seem like that's moved the needle there. Goes on to say, no, I think all of us in this industry should focus on our communities and the player base that we're building. Spencer said, I'll get inspired by what a lot of different creators do and other platform holders, but I believe in the plans that we have. So the Xbox head reiterated the company's plans to keep delivering games and making them available in as many places as possible, including cloud, PC, and consoles. So games like Pentiment and Obsidian's Grounded have already made the jump to Nintendo platforms, but it will be interesting to see what Xbox puts on the Switch 2 once the console is officially out. The Nintendo Switch 2 is set to officially debut on the 5th of June 2025. Pre-orders have yet to go live, but stay tuned on our Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders hub page to keep updated on when those might go up, which of course, as we now know, is tomorrow. This was just posted on the 16th of April, so obviously quite a while ago. But yeah, no, that's obviously fun. It's just more games for the Nintendo console, and good games as well, like the sort of first-party Xbox games kind of getting incorporated into this console is obviously only good news for it because it just gives you more options to play on the Nintendo Switch 2. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out. Let's try and hit 500 likes. What are your thoughts on everything that we covered today? Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox support, the old pre-order situation, prices in different countries, this potential rumored Mega Dragonite image, and then also the home update, and then also the announcements as well that we've also gone over for various different Pokemon games. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like I say, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.